I sell vegetables at the municipal market in Tampico. My family has owned several stalls and a storeroom where we keep all the merchandise. As is our custom, we all help with the selling. Many times I worked the retail stall while my father and grandfather stayed in the storeroom where the bulk of the sales happen. My story begins one day when my grandfather, already ill with heart problems, came to the stall inside the market. With a pale, sweaty face he sat beside me and, with great effort, said, "Son, call an ambulance, I feel very bad." I, alarmed, called my father and he realized how serious my grandfather's condition was. In desperation we called an ambulance and it arrived quickly. My father left with him. I wanted to go too, but my father asked me to stay in the storeroom in case anything came up. Reluctantly I stayed to mind the place, but the anguish and worry about not knowing how my grandfather was made me very uneasy. The market slowly emptied, the storerooms stayed open. Not knowing anything about my grandfather's condition, a strange visitor arrived at the stall. It was a ragged old woman, hair tangled, her face full of wrinkles and a huge wart with hairs on her forehead. Her appearance matched the smell of urine and sweat she gave off. It was almost unbearable to be near her without feeling nauseous. She carried a filthy bag and began looking at the papayas I had on display. After taking one, she spoke and I approached. Her breath was putrid. The stench gave me a headache and made me even more annoyed. "How much for that papaya, son?" she asked with a certain irritation. "We don't sell by the piece, ma'am, only wholesale," I replied impatiently. "Come on, don't be mean. Sell me that one. How much will you give it to me for?" Thinking of my grandfather and wanting her to leave quickly so I wouldn't have to endure the stench, I weighed the papaya and said, 15 pesos, ma'am." The old woman pulled a bundle from her blouse. It was a bandana she began to unfold to take money from an old purse, an old, filthy coin purse. While she did this, something caught my attention: the amount of bills she had. It was an impressive wad of money, 501,000 peso bills. She took one and handed it to me. My mind was frozen with worry for my grandfather. I answered her irritated and impatient. I asked if she didn't have change, since it was only 15 pesos. The old woman took the stack of bills in one hand and rummaged in the purse. After a while she managed to find the change. She put the papaya in her bag and arranged the bills. She tied the bandana and tried to put it back in her blouse. Instead, she let the bundle drop right in front of me and began to walk away. One of the helpers who was with me said, "Did you see that?" Without thinking much, I bent to pick up the bundle and shouted to the old woman, "Ma'am, you dropped your purse." The old woman, walking slowly and staring at me, snatched the bundle from me and said words I will never forget, "Boy, you are very fortunate." Then she turned and kept going, disappearing down the filthy aisles of the market. At that moment my phone rang. It was my father with an optimistic voice, "Son, your grandfather is out of danger. He's okay, we'll come by later." Seeing the helpers, I told them the news and we began to talk about what had happened. One of them said without fear, giving me a slight chill, "I have a feeling that woman was death. She came to test you. Maybe you bought your old man more time with that good deed." I never knew for sure, but it taught me a great lesson.